Our next guest is a person after my own heart, because one of her messages is that success isn't about talent, it's about courage. Isn't that the truth? Angela Lussier's company, 365 Degrees, helps people reinvent their careers by taking a different approach to job hunting. An accomplished speaker and author, Angela is leading the anti-resume revolution. She is reinventing the way people view work by spreading the word to stop waiting and start creating. Please welcome Angela.
Cartwheel first, and whatever I do after this will be way less embarrassing. Actually, I'm really excited to be here, and I had to get that out. Today I'm here to talk about reinventing work, and I want to share a story with you that I think you may all relate to. The story starts in October of 2008. I was in a 6-month review with my boss, and she had asked me 2 weeks prior to come to that meeting with the answer to this question. Angela, how are you different than other executive recruiters? I pored over this question. I spent days, weeks thinking about the answer. And I put together a really comprehensive plan, a marketing plan for myself that would set me apart from all of the other executive recruiters who did what I did. I came up with the financials. I figured out how much time it was going to take, what success looked like. I sat down at that meeting, and when she asked me that question, I said, I'm so glad you asked. I pulled out the plan. I went through the whole thing. She looked at me and she said, Angela, we knew your creativity was going to be an issue when we hired you. That's like that moment where you get stabbed in the heart and then they like twist the blade around. It was like, I was just digging my own grave at that point. I thought, I don't fit into this world. I don't know what to do. I've been working for 10 years in different roles, hiring people, supervising, interviewing, recruiting, and I got to this point in my career where I thought I had some great ideas, and she just really crushed me. I went home that day, and I thought about what that meant. My creativity was an issue. Okay, I thought about that for weeks. Actually, I thought about it for months. And in April of 2009, I walked into my boss's office, and I said, you know what? We're different. We're never going to see eye to eye. It doesn't mean that I'm bad or that you're bad. We're just different. So I'm going to quit. I'm going to start my own business. She looked at me and she said, that's what everyone says when they quit. And I said, okay, thanks. And I walked out of there. And I started my business an hour later. And half of it was just, hey, I can do it. I'm doing it. See ya. And the other part of it was just, I had had it inside me for so long that it was just time to come out. And what I did was create a creative career consulting firm to help other people who felt trapped at work, who had bosses who were telling them that their creativity was an issue. What does that even mean, an issue? That means you're not allowed to have ideas. You're not allowed to be special and unique and have a vision. And the way that I launched that business was by going out and doing free seminars for job seekers and aspiring entrepreneurs and people who felt trapped at work. And I went out and I did about 40 seminars in three months. And I got in front of hundreds and hundreds of people. And what happened was really interesting. So I wrote out all the seminars. I came up with tips on how to create an anti-resume, which is throwing out your resume and building relationships and how to tell your story. I talked about how to brand yourself, how to interview, how to create a targeted job search. And what every conversation went back to was, well, tell us about how you did it. What did you do? How did you quit your job and just start this business? And what I found out was, and this is where you can take notes. What I found out was they didn't want to know what I thought they should do. They wanted to know what I did. And they wanted to hear my story because everyone out there is looking for a role model. They're looking for a leader, someone who can tell them how to reinvent their work because it's scary and it's risky and you don't know what's going to happen if you take that chance. How are you going to pay the mortgage? How are you going to put your kids through school? Where are the benefits? What about vacations? And all I'm saying is that we all have the opportunity to take that chance. And everyone in this room is a leader. And I know that because it's Sunday afternoon and it's beautiful outside. And you wouldn't be here if this wasn't important enough for you to come here and listen. So it's all of our responsibilities to spread our message, to tell everyone about what we did to reinvent our work. Because our stories are what are going to change other people's stories. There are so many blogs out there, and there are books, and there are people who are saying, just go find a new job, and here are all the tips, and here's how you do it. But what are we doing, and how are we changing our lives? That's what needs to be told. We can go out there and we can tell a compelling story about, I just took the leap. And that's what I did. I didn't have a business plan. I had $2,000 in my bank account, which for me meant I need to move fast. I need to do a lot really quickly. And I wasn't scared, but I was inspired. And I thought about what my boss said. My creativity is an issue. And that fueled me to go to every single seminar and talk in front of people that, you know, scared me to death. I was really nervous about public speaking, but I thought this is important enough to share. And so if you feel that our economy isn't where you want it to be, and you have a vision for the future, it's your responsibility to change the way that you talk about your work and what you do. And it's time now to stop waiting for the future and waiting for things to change. It's time to start creating it. Thank you.